Hello and welcome to another inspirational segment here on the Destiny Page channel. Thank you for tuning in. Today I want to talk to you about having that attitude of gratitude. Now, let me start by reading a scripture. It is taken from 2 Timothy chapter 3 and let's begin from verse 1. And it says, "This know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come, for men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful." And that's where I'd like to hold it for now. For this particular episode, I want to focus on the word unthankful here in 2 Corinthians chapter 3. So it says that in the last days, one of the things that many will do is become unthankful. And that is very unfortunate, but it is a common trend in this day and time. And it also has to do with lack of manners. Now, it is very important that we cultivate this attitude of gratitude. It is important because when people do us deeds of kindness, oftentimes it's not because they owe us anything, but it is out of the goodness of their hearts that they make the choice to do a good deed toward us, because we're fellow human beings here on earth with them. And they see it as the right thing to do. When people do those good deeds for us, we ought to be thankful. We ought to be humble enough and not so puffed up that we think that this individual owes us something, or this individual is beneath us, less than us. So we cannot we cannot stoop to their level to even say a word of thank you. The deed may be small or it may be great. It requires gratitude. Now, if someone opens a door for you to get through that door, sometimes it's a complete stranger, or even if it's someone you know, whether it's someone that you're very close to and you have become so comfortable with that person, your husband, your wife, your brother, your father, your uncle, whoever the person is, someone opens a door for you and waits there for you to get in. The least you can do is show some appreciation and say thank you. Be grateful for what that person has done. The other thing, it could be someone who, for example, this is something I see on a regular basis. A bus driver may decide to stop. Actually, sometimes they go out of their way to stop to allow someone they see running to catch the bus to wait for them. Sometimes they've even crossed the lights and they could well continue on the journey. And I don't believe they're obligated to stop after they have left the bus stop. And also it's not that they are early sometimes, but they go out of their way to do you that favor, to stop somewhere and wait for you to get on that bus. And oftentimes, I'm sure because of what that bus driver has done, it has allowed you to get to work on time or to your appointment on time. And so I see so many people after that act of kindness, they get on that bus and they just pay their way with a transfer, a ticket, or a bus pass, and they just move their way towards a seat in the bus without saying a word to the driver. That is, I find, terrible. Now, someone goes that far to give you that opportunity to catch the bus that you wanted to catch and not have to stay there and wait for the next bus. Who knows how long that bus could be? The next bus could even be late and not be on time, and you would probably get to where you're going extra late. So when someone does that for you, learn some manners. Learn to say thank you. That attitude of gratitude is important. I sometimes see the faces of some of those drivers, and you could see that it hurts their feelings to know that after what they have just done for someone, that person just walks on and ignores completely what they have just done. Show appreciation to people when they do something that they didn't have to do for us. Okay? And I've actually heard one bus driver once mumble that, look the person up and down as they're walking by, and mumbled a comment, which I found was quite fitting, and I understood his reasoning behind it. It wasn't anything rude, but he just said something that most people would probably be in agreement with. Nothing derogatory, nothing rude, but just acknowledging what the person had done. And so therefore, take some time to remember that people don't usually owe you anything when they do you deeds of kindness. So remember to show gratitude. And so when a person opens the door for you, say thank you. Show appreciation. When a bus driver stops their bus to wait for you so you can get to where you're going on time, don't just walk by. Even if you're a teenager, your youthfulness does not get you off the hook. You are old enough as a teenager to know that when someone does something for you, you ought to say thank you. Now, that may not be something you practice, or you might have not been taught that, but I think there are things that we can learn, and many things that we do learn on our own, and at certain ages, there are certain things that we know, even if we have not been specifically taught. We can observe and learn as we go through life. So I've seen little kids say thank you. I see senior citizens say thank you. I mean, we're not off the hook. We ought to be thankful. Now, there are people who do great deeds for others, and this also is something that we should be thankful for when someone goes out of their way to do great deeds for us. Now, bear in mind, though, that the people who do great big deeds for us should not replace God in our lives. No one should become someone who we idolize and worship. Worship belongs to God. And though we can be appreciative to those who do good to us and for us, we ought to remember that they do not take the place of God. So, bear in mind as you go through life that an attitude of gratitude is relevant, is still necessary in this day and time. And the people who do these deeds of kindness to you actually appreciate it oftentimes when we actually say thank you. Even if they do not respond to say you're welcome, I do believe that they feel better to hear a word of thank you as opposed to nothing at all. So, and sometimes the people who do not have that manners, that do not show appreciation when people do deeds of kindness for you, oftentimes it backfires on a whole group of us. Sometimes people don't do that anymore for anyone at all, or for some people, because they figure it is not appreciated. So they stop doing those deeds of kindness. And don't forget that if the person is even close to you, remember to thank your husband when he does good things for you. You don't just ignore him like he has done nothing. Stop holding on to the grudges of the past and allowing that to block you from recognizing a good deed he may do today. That issue is another matter, but focus on the moment. If he does something this moment that is good, show appreciation and be thankful and be pleasant with your thank you. You can't be thanking someone with this big old frown on your face. I mean, it doesn't seem genuine. Be genuine in what you do. Try to be in that moment when someone does a deed. Be present in mind and be mindful that this person is not obligated to do this deed for you. There is this is not common anymore, where people believe that they are obligated to do things for you. And in most cases, even if it's a person has a role in your life where they feel that they're obligated, a lot of people have pretty much canceled that out and will tell you straight out that they're not obligated to do anything for you, and also they can also walk away and not be there for you anymore. So just be thankful. Even though we're thankful, oftentimes people will turn their backs on us, but at least do your part. Let not another person's attitude reflect who you are and affect or affect, I should say, who you are. Be true to who you are, and let them be true to who they choose to be. But do your part, and remember, as you go through life, take on that attitude of gratitude. Cultivate